So if you haven't been living under the rock, then you know by now that Bronny James was selected number 55 in the 2024 NBA draft, and he will be playing on the same team as his father, LeBron James, on the LA Lakers. What do you think about this? I know there's been some chatter about whether Bronny James has earned his spot on the LA Lakers team, or it was because his father is a great player on that team and that's why he's actually was selected. I'm going to give my own opinion about it. It is not necessarily a legal one, although I am an attorney. Just to say that when you achieve a certain level, is it okay to look out for your family members, your friends, once you get to a certain level, or is that considered not okay? Nepotism, cronyism, however you may put it, is it okay? And I would say that it depends. But I know personally in my own career, in my own life, I've worked hard to achieve certain things to make it easier for my children, not to make it easy, to make it easier, right? I don't think they're going to have to get it out in the mud in the way that I had to, just like my parents tried to make it easy for me. I didn't experience the same kind of struggles they did. I experienced some challenges, but not to the same extent. And so I think your job as a parent, your job as a family is to make the next generation more comfortable in reaching levels that you haven't reached. But I would not sacrifice having some kind of talent, having some kind of foundation and not just have it given to them. And so I think in this case, Bronny James, he's watched his father go from Ohio to Florida, back to Ohio, then to LA. And I would say that nobody can disagree that LeBron James works hard, right? In the basketball field, in the professional basketball field, you put in a lot of wear and tear on your body. Physically, he's my peer, but physically his body is probably undergoing a lot more than I've undergone in my life. And his time of playing and working in the industry is going to be limited based off of the physical laborious part of being a basketball player, right? And so during his time, he wants to set his family up for success. Now he can do that by earning money through his salary, earning money through endorsements. He actually gets paid more through endorsements, but in essence, he wants to make sure his family, not just this first generation of family, but generations after him also benefit from the struggles and the challenges and the sacrifices he's made. Him actually giving his children certain education, certain experiences to put them in a position to also be able to have those opportunities to make money for themselves, for their children. That positively impacts his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren, and so forth. So I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem when I see that some children benefit from their parents and they seem like brats and they don't have the talent and they don't have the work ethic to back it up. And in this case, I don't think that's Bronny's story. I'm going to share the screen so you can see the press release that talks about his selection. And he wasn't the number one draft pick, but he has a history of kind of earning what he got, I believe. So it says Los Angeles Lakers select Bronny James, son of LeBron James, with number 55 pick in the NBA draft. The Los Angeles Lakers have, and if you're looking at your phone, find it helpful to turn your phone sideways if you actually want to see the text that I'm reading, because sometimes it comes out small. So the Los Angeles Lakers have selected Bronny James, the eldest son of superstar LeBron James, with the 55th pick in the 2024 NBA draft on Thursday. James is now poised to play alongside his father, the NBA's all-time leading scorer, where they could become the first father-son duo to play in the league at the same time. Bronny James reacted to being drafted by the Lakers with a post on his Instagram story saying, "Beyond blessed." I'm going to stop there. I want you guys to comment in the comment section. What do you think about this? Are you on the side of, no, he didn't earn it? Are you on the side of, yes, he earned it, and it just so happens that his father also is an NBA player? Let me know in the comment section what you think. Bronny is first and foremost a person of high character. And secondly, he's a young man who works incredibly hard. Lakers Vice President of Basketball Operations and General Manager Rob Pelinka said in a statement, "Those are the qualities we look for in drafting players and adding to our developmental core at the Lakers. He had a great draft workout with us where he displayed those qualities." In terms of his work ethic, we've all seen that lived out too. He's not a person who has ever taken shortcuts or expected or been entitled about basketball opportunities. In his lone season at the University of Southern California, he played in 25 games, averaging 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game. Last year, he had a health scare with his heart. He has a congenital heart defects and had to sit out several games. But while in high school at Sierra Canyon, which is a private school in California, he was named the 2022-23 McDonald's High School All-American. And I'm just going to pause there. I know recently Shaquille O'Neal's daughter was also named the All-American at her school. She goes to school here in Texas. I'm in Texas. And she's shown some talent, right? These are examples of children of players who have kind of carved their own way, but seem to have also inherited some kind of natural talent, but have also worked on what they need to work on individually to kind of prove themselves. And I think that makes a difference when you say, can someone come in here and kind of take the spot of somebody else because their parent, is famous and that's why they got the spot. And so I think it kind of, I'm back and forth about, I think it's a gray area and it should be a case by case basis, right? I went to law school with two people whose parents were judges, right? And if they're watching, they know who they are, right? And one of them took that to heart, and mistakenly so, right? She did not do well because I don't think she took it seriously because she was counting on the fact that her mom was already a judge, right? And that was just going to be her ticket to success. The other one, he was an asshole, let's just be clear. And it worked in his favor that his father was a judge. He was able to get a position after law school, and it works, right? Sometimes assholes win. That's just it, right? You can't control that. It's not always like, oh, the assholes get what they need. Sometimes they don't. Well, not at least in the immediate, right? And so these are two examples of people who perhaps their parents worked to a certain degree to get to a certain spot, and they followed their parents' footsteps. But there's no sacrifice in law school. You still have to pass the exams. You still have to pass the bar exam, right? You still have to be able to even get into a law school, right? If you don't have the legacy of your going to your parents' school. And that's a venue where you have to prove yourself. Now, in one situation, the guy proved himself and was able to get a job and get into the circles that his parents had already established for themselves and their family. And that was fine. He still had to work to a certain extent, though, to get there. Once he got there, I think he coasted a little bit more than somebody else who didn't have those same networking. But that's what you're supposed to do as a parent, right? Open the doors for your children and hope that they have the same kind of work ethic. It's kind of hard to kind of duplicate work ethic, though, when you don't have to get it in the mud like your parents did, right? If you are in some ways given certain things, in my opinion, what do you think? If you're given certain things, it's kind of hard to get it out in the mud in that sense, right? Because you don't have to. That's what your parents want to kind of shelter you from a little bit. But I think there's no substitution for work ethic and trying hard. And sometimes people have natural talent. Sometimes the talent has to be developed. And so that comes back to the nature versus nurture. But I wanted to hop on here because I know that this has been a trending topic. And although it happened last night, this was the NBA draft was last night, June 27th, people are still talking about it. And it just brings up the conversation about, do these people earn it? And should we just congratulate Bronny? Because it seems like he's one of those people that have earned it, have worked hard, and he's going to have to continue to work hard, right? Because also he's kind of working without people knowing, working in his father's shadow. His father was a great basketball player, and it's natural to compare what he does and what his father did at those same ages as he goes along. So kind of working against I'm not my dad, but the reason why he was probably given some opportunities because of his dad, right? And kind of paving the way for himself, right? To say, I'm also a good basketball player. I do different things than my dad did, but I'm still a good basketball player. So I think like I said, it scales beyond just the basketball arena. It scales to everyday life, even like I said, in the legal field, regards to people having opportunities. But I want to know what you think. Comment in the comment section and let me know what you think about this whole situation, or just in general. What do you think about when people get jobs because of they knowing somebody, whether it's a friend or family? And I'm sure like you probably unintentionally have told somebody, if you worked at some place, oh, they have the inside scoop because you work there. I know they're about to fire somebody. You should apply, right? Is that okay? That's cronyism, right? Looking out for your friends. Is that okay? Or do you give a pass for people that do that? Or are you just, if somebody is in a higher class and giving kind of passes to people, you're kind of like, no, I don't like that. So does it become a class thing, or is it okay when you do it? Let me know in the comment section. All right, see you next video.